Welcome students in new session in class 8. In class 8 science, according to the syllabus of April month, we will start today the chapter microorganisms, friend and foe. Microorganisms are too small and invisible with the naked eyes, or you can say that those living organisms which cannot be seen through the naked eyes are microorganisms. They can survive, can live in all kinds of environment ranging from hot spring, cold springs, ice cold climate, deserts, marshy lands, air, water, etc. They are found in all type of habitats, even in the bodies of plants and animals. They may be unicellular and multicellular. I added two different terms, unicellular and multicellular. I know you are not familiar with these two terms. Living body is made up of cell, or cell is the smallest unit of a life. So if a body is made up of one cell only, it is referred as unicellular, and if a living body is made up of many cells, then it is referred as multicellular. So microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular. The group of living organisms which are commonly known as microorganisms are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, as well viruses. But we cannot keep viruses under the group living being, because viruses are in between the living being and non-living beings. When the viruses are out of the living bodies, living cells, they are non-living. They do not show any of the characteristic of a living being. But when they enter into any living body, any cell, living cell, they start multiplying and now counted as living being. So they are known as at the border of the living being and the non-living being. They reproduce only when they enter into any living cell. Microorganisms are of two types. Some microorganisms act as our friends. They help in many of the life activities, and some microorganisms are causing problems, diseases for the plants as well as for the animals, destroying many of the things, so they are counted as foe. So first we will talk about the friendly microorganisms. You must have seen at your home your mother is making curd by putting some amount of previous curd into the milk, and you are well familiar with this activity. But have you ever thought what is happening there? Actually, your mother is putting some bacteria in the form of curd into the fresh milk, and then that bacteria settles the milk into curd, and so how milk is changed into the curd, and that friendly microorganism is named as lactobacillus bacteria, which converts milk into curd. Now the second friendly microorganism is also we are using, which are involved in the making of cheese, pickles and many other food items. One more important bacteria is Acetobacter acetobacteria, which is used to produce the acetic acid from alcohol. Yeast is used for commercial purposes for production of alcohol and the process of fermentation. Lot of bakery items you are eating every day, these all can be fermented with the help of yeast. They are growing inside the dough, inside the batter, fermenting the batter and making the batter fluffy, so you can get fluffy baked items. So better for fermentation of different bakery products we are using yeast. For the production of alcohol, wine and natural sugar also, which we are forming from barley, wheat, rice and crushed fruit juice, we are using there for yeast. So yeast is a very important friendly microorganism. You are well familiar with the word whenever you have fallen sick, antibiotics. Antibiotics are also manufactured by growing some specific microorganisms and are used to cure various types of diseases. The next important microorganisms which are naturally living in the root nodules of leguminous plant. Again I added two new terms, that is root nodules and the leguminous plant. Root nodules means the joint part of the root region, है ना, गांठ जो आप रूट में पाते हैं. And leguminous plants are the group of plants from which we are getting different types of pulses. So naturally a specific type of microorganism named as Rhizobium bacteria live there in the root nodules of leguminous plant, and they are helping to fix the atmospheric nitrogen from the air into the nitrate salt which come into the soil and increasing the fertility of soil. So it is also very important and too much friendly for us. As you know that very few organisms are there which have ability to convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the usable form. The next important bacteria, that is denitrifying bacteria. Some specialized bacteria named as denitrifying bacteria, they convert nitrate and nitrites present in the soil into the pure nitrogen gas and thus help in recycling of nitrogen in the atmosphere. Some microorganisms help in the decomposition. You are familiar with the word decomposers. Earlier you have learned decomposers are those microorganisms which are feeding from the dead and decaying matter and getting their food from there. As well, they are helping in recycling of the nutrients in that nature as well as clean up the environment. Now about the harmful microorganisms. There are many harmful microorganisms. A group of microorganisms which are causing diseases in the living body, either in the plant or in animals, are known as pathogens. Common ailments like cold, influenza, coughing, these are caused by the viruses. Serious diseases like polio, chickenpox, these are also viral diseases, means harmful viruses are causing such type of diseases in the human being as well as some other mammals. Diseases like dysentery and malaria, these are caused by protozoa. Typhoid, tuberculosis, these are also caused due to bacteria. Some common diseases, their modes of transmission and prevention measures are given below. You may study from there. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus anthrax, a bacterial disease which is very fatal for human being as well as the cattle. Some common diseases caused by plants by microorganisms are also given below. These two tables are too much important and you must study it very well. Citrus canker, the microorganism is bacteria and the mode of transmission is air. Rust of wheat, microorganism is fungi and mode of transmission insects and seeds. Yellow vein mosaic of windy okra, you are knowing, that is microorganism is virus and the mode of transmission is insect. Food poisoning, you are well familiar with this word. Sometimes you must have heard that any person is suffering from food poisoning. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substances. These make the food poisonous and result in serious illness and even death. Two different types of microorganisms are responsible for food poisoning. The first is Staphylococcus, I think it is Staphylococcus and Clostridium. These two are bacteria, and then the fungi Aspergillus, that is a fungi that is causing food poisoning. Now, food preservation, salt, sugar, edible oils, vinegar, these are some common chemicals generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservatives. We are using such type of natural preservatives to keep the food items fresh and stay for a longer time. So preservation means to prevent the growth of such type of microorganisms which are spoiling the food items. Okay, so preservation can be done by various processes, by using some natural preservatives which I had taught you previously, that is use of salt, use of sugar, edible oils, vinegar, these are added to the foodstuffs. You must have seen your mother while making pickles, she is adding lot amount of salt, turmeric and mustard oil to the pickle to keep it stay fresh for a longer time, to prevent it from spoilage. As well as you must have seen your mother, she is adding some sugar to make pickles. Sometimes vinegar is also used to make the pickles. So these are natural preservatives. So by adding this, we can prevent the foodstuffs from spoiling and we can keep them fresh for a longer time. Some other processes are also used for the food preservation. The first is drying. You must have seen your mother after rainy days, when she gets lot of sun heat, sunny day, she is spreading different types of food items kept in the container under the sun. Maida, suji, besan, spices, such type of things you must have observed. What she is doing? She is drying them under the sun. So reduce of water can reduce the growth of microorganism into those food products. So heat and cold treatments are also the processes which can inhibit the growth of microbes. We are using refrigerator in our kitchen to keep the cooked food items inside it, and some raw food items are also kept, vegetable, fruits, milk products, etc. inside the refrigerator to keep them fresh for a longer time. So by cold treatment also, reducing the temperature, we can stay fresh the food products for a longer time. Now the next process is pasteurization of milk. Nowadays, you are well familiar with the packed milk. Different brand names are available in the market: Amul milk, Sudha, etc. So, have you ever read the wrapper? It is pasteurized. Pasteurized milk is written there. And what is the meaning of pasteurization? Pasteurization is a process in which milk is heated below its boiling point and is suddenly cooled to control the growth of microorganisms. So, to destroy the microorganisms which are heat resistant and reducing their number inside the milk so that milk can be kept fresh for a longer time. So, pasteurization is done to keep the milk fresh for longer time. You can keep a pasteurized milk packet inside the fridge for 4-5 days in the deep freezer section. Now the next is vacuum packing. Vacuum packing is also a process by which we can prevent the food product from the spoilage. You must have sometimes purchased uncle chips, kurkure, such type of items, mixture, and you must have seen it is not, the packet is not fully filled. Why? Sometimes you must be surprising. Why is it so? No, there is nothing to be surprised, because the packet is half filled with the gas nitrogen so that the food product can be kept safe from the oxidation. In the absence of air, the food product doesn't get oxygen for oxidation, and so there is no spoilage of food. The process of spoilage of food by the oxidation of fatty materials such as oil, fats which are present in the food stuff into the toxic substances, that is named as rancidity. So we are doing vacuum packing to reduce the rancidity of the food so that the food product can be kept safe for a longer time. So whenever you will open the packet, you must use it at the same time. It cannot be kept later on, because now air is passed and oxidation can be possible. And the next process is canning. We are doing canning process also. The cans are made by the metals and they are strongly heated to destroy or reduce the number of microorganisms inside it, and then food is packed inside it and air tightly and are closed tightly so that air cannot be passed inside it. This is also used for the canning different food stuffs, especially in the metro cities where the people are purchasing cooked food items, canned food items, canned bottles inside which vegetables are cooked, pulses are cooked, and they are kept there. So it is also one important process. Okay. Now symbiotic bacterium, the living being, a microorganism, rhizobium, lives in the root nodules, or later previously I had taught this, in the root nodules of leguminous plant. This process is known as symbiosis. In the symbiosis process, two different types of living beings are living together and both are benefited by each other. So, by symbiosis, rhizobium bacteria gets nutrient from the plant through the root nodules. As well, they are helping by changing the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrate or nitrite salts, and those nitrate and nitrite salts are again converted into the atmospheric nitrogen with the help of denitrifying bacteria. So there is a cycling process that is termed as nitrogen cycle in the nature. Nitrogen from the atmosphere is converted into nitrogen compounds by nitrifying bacteria such as rhizobium and the blue-green algae present in the soil, and also by the lightning. On the other hand, certain other bacteria, denitrifying bacteria, they convert nitrogen compounds into nitrogen gas and release into the atmosphere. Now about the algae. Algae is a group of plants which are mostly aquatic and they are autotrophs having green color present in the aquatic region. You must have seen green colored over the pond, surface of the pond. Those green colored different types of algae you must have observed at different marshy places, different places, such type of places. These are autotrophic and they don't have root, stem and leaf like structure, but they are plants. Now antibiotics. These are the medicines that kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms, which are called antibiotics. Bacteria are a single celled microorganism. They can be seen only under a microscope and their cells are prokaryotic, means poorly developed type of cells. Carrier. The organisms which carry the pathogen from a diseased person to a healthy person are called carriers. For example, female Anopheles mosquito, these are carrier. Dog also, they are carrying microorganisms for causing the disease rabies. Later you will study about this in class 9. Later another topics we will study in the next session.